Yo, welcome back, guys. By the way, before this video start, I wanna say I'm so sorry because my last video is 3 weeks ago. That because is I'm currently working on the game, which is maybe I going to live stream for that. I just wanted to show you the game and sponsor that game. So today's video is gonna be special because I teach you how to make a GamePass system, which is not only one GamePass, which is because when I learning it, the video on YouTube is just only one. So here I'm gonna teach you how to make a more than one, but this is gonna be two. It's at least more than one. So here I'm making a variable for a hour frame. Three variable. So here is the template script. Template is equal to scrolling child temp. And the third one, and the fourth one is gonna be something function maybe. Oh yes, maybe function. Local function. Okay. ID. The ID, guys. Maybe you already know how to make a GamePass. So I don't want to show it to you, so because maybe you know it. So I already got the two GamePass ID input in our table and make a variable and make a function and use a for loops for IB inverse. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. So for/id inverse IDs do. So it means all ID on our table is looped one by one. So if you already know the for IB in pairs method, so you already know it. So and now we're making a variable for cloning the temp, and then name it new temp and setting some properties for it, just like a parent name, and the other one is maybe the visible. Yeah, we want to make it visible, true. And the third, I already forget. So here we need a setup. So I call it setup because here we can get the information for our marketplace service ID, or get the information of our Game Pass ID. So it's actually the Game Pass. So by doing this MSV for marketplace service, I make it a variable for that, and get product info, so we can get the info, the ID, which is the ID in IB first, and the enumeration info that Game Pass ID. So now the get product info, all you know it's Game Pass. So here on game and setup, we can get the name of the Game Pass, ID of the Game Pass, image of the Game Pass, and so on. So here setup.name, because the setup is the one I don't know. And the cost, we can get the price of the Game Pass. That's what we want. So cost is equal to setup.price. Use the price in Roblox. Maybe yeah, it's right. And now you can change the new temp that name is to GamePass that name and not ID. And the text is we want the plus the Game Pass name, RS, and the price. I don't want to make it more more beautiful, more better, just that teach you what is the information. So now if the new temp, for the now the temp is button. Now if they click that, if the player click it or wants to buy a game pass, we use a mouse button down, mouse button one down, and make it function. And now from the game pass, so here we from the game pass and pass the ID, the parameter, and the player. uh yeah, the player. So we make a more variable for players, so get service players, and now we can get the player inside here because we don't want make a some error, you know. So players, the local player, yes, local player. Okay, and after this and this one, uh yeah, the player is the first player first, and the second one is the ID. Yeah, that's right. So now the from game pass purchase is, if you click the button, it's the popping up, you know. Let me show you. But by the way, save it. I don't wanna load it. It's some error. Now if you click this, as you see here, now it's 2. If you click it, it's now it's popping up, and wonderful. It's beautiful. Now it's working, but I want to show you maybe escaping. So agility icon. So that because the name of the game pass is HP icon, and the other one is agility. So now we make a new script here and call it game pass script, and make some variable for it. But now at least we know the prompt product purchase. Now we need a ID maybe, and make a new variable here inside of the normal script and not in local script because it's on server script service. So now this checking function is actually checking if the player already has a game pass. So now here, now checking, we pass the parameter player and ID, player and ID. So now this function is just a true or false. Is returning true or false, you know. Now local function, the second function is give price. So this function will give the price. So now let's copy this and this one. By the way, this video is I already have this but not edit yet because I'm too busy. So now if ID equals this ID, then player has will no, I don't know, the player health has increased because this ID is on health. Else if ID is equals to this or agility, this ID is for agility, and copy this one and this one. Now change this to agility. So why we print this? Because we want to know if it's working or not. Now let's delete that one. Maybe I should divide this or not. Now local player, we want the price give when the player added, and now making a new function for player adding or joining. So now let's back the ID. We need the ID. because we need a 4 ID in pairs. 4 comma ID in pairs IDs do. So now we make a new 4 ID in pairs, and now we if ID, I mean checking, and pass the player and ID. So if the player join, they checking if the player already has the Game Pass. So if it is, so let's call the function and the player and the ID too by passing the parameter. And now we want, and we don't want the only the player when join give the item. So we want to, if they buy it on the time, I don't know, so I'm so sorry on my English. So now by using MSP for marketplace service prompt game fast purchase finish, or if they click the OK on the pop-up one, and connecting function and the 3 parameter yeah. So 4 underscore comma IDs. So now pairs in pairs IDs do, then do. Too lazy. So now checking it again if ID equals ID, then because we pass the parameter ID with the capital, because if the front, I don't know how to explain that well. If buy, then just call the function 1. So now let's test it, and it should print. That, yeah, it's printing. The agility one, and it's printing well too. Good. And that's how we do it, and very easy. And I hope you learned something new, and I hope this video helps you. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video. This is the end of the video. Thank you for watching.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me.